Cup of English podcast for Paul and Lily.
I want to start today with a question. How are you feeling right now? Not fine, not okay. Really, how are you feeling? Because in English, there are so many beautiful ways to describe exactly how you feel. And today, we teach you all of them.
Welcome, everyone, to a Cup of English podcast. I'm Lily.
And I'm Paul, and I asked Lily how she was feeling this morning, and she said, I feel like a wet sock.
I was tired. A wet sock is the perfect description for that kind of tired. Heavy, cold, uncomfortable. Nobody wants to deal with you.
Nobody wants to deal with you. That is extremely specific.
It was 6 a.m, Paul. Today we are talking about emotions. How to describe how you feel in English. Simple, useful, natural vocabulary. Perfect for beginners. Let's go!
Right. So most people learning English know the basics. Happy, sad, tired, angry. These are great words. But in real English conversations, people use much more interesting words. And today, we give you those words.
First, let's talk about positive emotions. Excited. You feel excited when something good is going to happen. I'm so excited about my holiday. Grateful. Feeling happy and thankful for something. I feel so grateful for my friends. And content. This is a beautiful word. Content means quietly happy. Not jumping up and down happy, just peaceful, satisfied. Everything is good. I feel content today.
Content is one of my favorite words in English. It describes that feeling on a Sunday afternoon when you have a good book and a cup of tea and nowhere to be.
That is the most Paul sentence I have ever heard.
It is a perfect feeling. Everyone should have more content Sunday afternoons.
Okay, I have a happy emotion story. Last year, I was having a really difficult week. Work was stressful, I hadn't slept well, everything felt heavy. And on Friday evening, my friends organized a surprise dinner for me. Just because. No birthday, no special occasion, just because they wanted to cheer me up.
That is so lovely.
And I walked into the restaurant and saw all my friends sitting there. And I just burst into tears. Right there at the entrance. Happy tears, but very dramatic tears. The waiter saw me crying and came over very concerned and said, Madame, is everything okay?
The waiter thought something was wrong.
And I said, still crying, yes, I'm just really happy. And he looked at me very carefully, not entirely convinced, and said, of course, let me show you to your table. And I could see him quietly checking with my friends, like, is she actually okay?
He wanted confirmation from a reliable source.
My friend Sarah gave him a thumbs up, and he finally relaxed. But that feeling, walking in and seeing everyone, that is what overwhelmed with happiness means. Overwhelmed, when an emotion is so strong you can't control it. I was completely overwhelmed with happiness.
Great word. You can be overwhelmed by positive things, happiness, gratitude, love, or by negative things, stress, anxiety, work. I feel overwhelmed. I have too much and I can't handle it all.
Really important word. Lots of people feel this way, and it's good to be able to say it.
Right. Difficult emotions. These are just as important to talk about. Anxious. Feeling worried and nervous about something. I feel anxious before big meetings. Frustrated. When something is not working and you feel angry and stuck. I feel so frustrated when I can't find the right words. And exhausted. Much stronger than tired. completely, totally empty of energy. I am absolutely exhausted.
These words are so useful because sometimes you just need to name the feeling. Just saying, "I feel anxious," out loud makes it smaller somehow.
Psychologists actually say exactly this. When you name an emotion, put a word to it, your brain calms down. The feeling doesn't disappear, but it becomes easier to handle.
I have an anxious story. I had to give a speech at my friend's wedding as the maid of honor in front of 200 people.
200 people!
200 people! And I had prepared the speech for weeks. I knew every word. But standing up there with everyone looking at me, I completely froze.
What happened?
I stood up. I said, "Hi, everyone. I'm Lily." And then nothing. Silence. Total blank. My mind was completely empty. I stood there for what felt like 1,000 years.
What did you do?
I looked at my friend, the bride, and she was looking at me with this expression, very encouraging, but also slightly panicking. And I thought, okay. I said out loud to 200 people, "I am so nervous right now. My brain has completely stopped working."
You said that out loud?
Out loud, to everyone. And the whole room laughed. And the laughing relaxed me completely. And I said, "Okay, let's try again." And I gave the whole speech perfectly.
That is a brilliant strategy. When you feel anxious, name it, say it. I am nervous. And suddenly, the room is on your side.
Exactly. And my friend said it was the best wedding speech she had ever heard. Because it was real. It was honest.
Okay, vocabulary. To freeze. When you are so nervous you can't move or speak. I froze completely. To name your feelings. To say out loud what emotion you are experiencing. I try to name my feelings when I'm stressed. And to be honest about how you feel. To tell the truth about your emotions. It's okay to be honest about how you feel. I have an emotion story too, and this is about a very British emotion, the feeling of embarrassment.
Oh, British embarrassment is a very specific and very strong emotion.
It is. British people would rather suffer quietly than admit they are embarrassed. It is a cultural rule.
Tell us.
So, I was on the tube in London, sitting down, headphones in, music playing, and I was listening to a song that I love, and apparently, without realizing, I started singing along.
Out loud?
Out loud. Quietly at first. And then, not quietly. I was quite into the song.
What song?
I will not say the song. It is not important. What is important is that I was singing on the tube, which is, in Britain, basically a criminal act. And a woman sitting opposite me tapped my arm. I took out my headphones. The whole carriage was silent. Everyone was looking at me.
The whole carriage.
And I felt, and there is really only one word for this, mortified. Mortified means extremely embarrassed. So embarrassed you want to disappear completely.
Mortified. Great word. Stronger than embarrassed. Much stronger.
I went completely red. And in very British fashion, I said sorry to the entire carriage. And everyone looked back at their phones simultaneously, like it had never happened. That is Britain. We acknowledge the problem, say sorry, and pretend it never existed.
Did anyone say anything?
One older gentleman, as I was getting off at my stop, said very quietly, "Good voice, though," and walked away.
He complimented your singing.
Which somehow made it worse. If he had said nothing, I could have forgotten about it. But now I think about it regularly.
Okay, more vocabulary. Embarrassed. The feeling when you do something that makes you feel stupid or uncomfortable in front of others. I felt so embarrassed. Mortified. Much stronger. I was absolutely mortified. And relieved. The wonderful feeling when something stressful is over. After the wedding speech, I felt so relieved. After the tube incident, Paul felt relieved to get off at his stop.
Deeply relieved, yes. Right, last phrases. These are for talking to other people about their emotions. Because knowing emotion vocabulary is not just for talking about yourself, it is for being a good friend too. Are you okay? Simple, caring, important. Ask the people around you. I'm here for you. I will support you. You are not alone. Whatever you need, I'm here for you. And it's okay to feel that way. This is so powerful. When someone tells you how they feel, don't say, "Don't be sad," or "Don't worry." Say, "It's okay to feel that way," because it is.
These 3 phrases can change someone's day. They are simple, but they are everything.
And for yourself, remember, every emotion is valid. Happy, sad, anxious, content, mortified on a tube singing a song you won't name.
All valid.
All valid. Name them. Say them. Be honest about them.
Your challenge today, in the comments, tell us one word that describes how you feel right now. Just one word, in English, any emotion. We will read every single one.
And subscribe to A Cup of English podcast. Free. New episodes every week. We are so grateful for every single one of you. Cheerio, everyone.
Bye, guys.